Good afternoon. My name is Kerry Clements and I will be presenting my lesson plan for Education 270. It is an interactive reading activity for mixed age kindergarten ages 3 to 6. Our standard area is CC.1.3, reading literature. Students read and respond to works of literature with emphasis on comprehension, making connections among ideas, and between texts with focus on textual evidence. The standard is CC.1.3.pre-K.A with prompting and support, retell a familiar story in sequence with picture support. Students will be experiencing the story of the Pancake Mill, translated by Joan Amen, through a classical storytelling method accompanied by a puppet play. There are several interactive portions of the story which the children will be prompted to participate in. Students will then have the opportunity to create their own puppet play using peg dolls that they will make themselves. The retelling of the story with the visual support provides a foundation in the understanding of story sequence. Our big idea is readers use appropriate strategies to construct meaning. And our essential question, how do strategic readers create meaning from information and literary text? The story experience will begin by the children entering a room in which the puppet play table will already be set up. As they are taking their seats on the carpet directly in front of the puppet play table, the teacher, me, will begin singing the story song. Quiet, quiet, make not any noise. Listen, listen to the holy voice. Story time is coming near. Oh, what will we see and hear? Quiet, quiet, make not any noise. After which, the teacher will invite the fire fairies to the story as she lights the story candle. I would like you to experience the puppet play of the Pancake Mill. My dear daughter Olivia will be reading the story while I manipulate the puppets, and my younger children will be our audience today. So enjoy.
Once there was an old peasant and his wife who lived a pure but hard life, for they were very poor. One day there was not a little crumb of bread left in the house, so they went into the forest to gather acorns. They gathered the acorns, brought them home, and wanted to eat them. As they were eating the acorns, the old woman let one fall. It fell through the floorboards into the basement. Soon the acorn sprouted roots and sent out a shoot, and then the shoot grew up to the floor. The old woman saw this and said to her husband, "Listen, old man, you must cut a hole in the floor so that the acorn can grow. When it is large enough, we will not have to go into the woods anymore, but can pick acorns here in our house." The old man knocked a hole into the floor. The acorn grew and grew up to the ceiling of the room, from the ceiling up to the roof, and from the roof right up into the heavens. When they had no more acorns, the old man took a sack and climbed up the oak tree. He climbed ever higher and higher, and all at once he found himself in heaven. He went here and there in heaven, and then saw a rooster with a golden comb sitting on a golden hand mill. The peasant did not think about the situation for long. He took the rooster and the mill and climbed down. When he safely arrived down below, he asked his wife, "Old woman, is there something to eat?" "Wait, I will grind the acorns in the mill right away," said the old woman. She took the mill and began to grind. Then it ground out pancakes and little pies. As often as she turned the mill, there came out a pancake and then a little pie. Now they had enough to eat. One day, a man came riding along and asked, "Can I have something to eat?" "Certainly, you may have a pancake." The old woman took the mill and turned it. The mill ground out pancakes and little pies, and the guest ate well. After the meal, he said, "Woman, sell me the mill." "No, this I cannot sell." Then the man stole the mill and rode away with it. When the two old people noticed that the mill was stolen, they grieved terribly. "Do not grieve," said the rooster with the golden comb. "I will fly after the thief and catch up with them." The rooster came flying up to the man's house, flew to the gate, and called, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, I've come after you. Kickery-kickery-kee, give the mill to me." When the man heard this, he became angry and ordered, "Throw that rooster into the water." The servants found the rooster and threw him into the well. But the rooster could speak and said, little beak, drink up all the water." And it drank up all the water. He drank and he drank the whole well dry and flew again to the man's house. He sat on the balcony and called, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, I've come after you. Kickery-kickery-kee, give the mill to me." Then the man ordered the rooster caught and thrown into the glowing oven. The servants caught the rooster and threw him into the oven, but the rooster could speak and said, little beak, spit out all the water." It spit the water into the fire and extinguished it. He fluffed himself and shook himself and flew out of the oven and cried, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, I've come after you. Kickery-kickery-kee, give the mill to me." The guests heard this and ran from the house, and the man followed after them. The rooster with the golden comb quickly seized the mill and flew with it back to the house.
Now that the puppet play has ended, the table will be removed from the room and the children will be dismissed to free play. During this out-breath, the children will have the opportunity to absorb and live into what they have just experienced through their play and through discussion with each other. During that free play time, the teacher will gather all of the crafting materials together for the making of our peg doll puppets. And she will be calling the children in small groups to the crafting table to assemble their peg doll puppets. So you can see that we have the stranger, the old man, the old woman, the rooster with the golden comb, and we have a little block which represents, a little golden block which represents our golden mill. And these are our materials for crafting our puppets. Also, while the crafting is going on and while the free play is going on, the teacher's aide will be at our snack making table, and the children will be grinding wheat to make flour and mixing up their own pancake batter for a tasty pancake snack. There will be a list of materials, items needed for the Pancake Mill story. You will need a copy of the Pancake Mill, puppets, props, and a puppet play table for the telling of the story. Sometimes a lyre or glockenspiel is used during puppet plays for a musical component. A story candle, children, and love. Items needed for craft and child puppet play: peg dolls, craft paint, paintbrushes, colored felt and wool, tacky glue, found objects for creating the stage, wooden blocks, stumps, and colored silks. And items needed for snack: a grain mill, a pancake recipe, ingredients for pancakes, butter, and maple syrup. No special preparations or room alterations are required for this activity, and there will be no environmental hazards. Our vocabulary words will be used quite often during this lesson: pancake, golden, grind, and rooster. The teacher will assess students' ability to understand the vocabulary words and story sequencing during the crafting and peg doll play. Assessments will be noted in anecdotal format and made part of their individual child journals and may be shared with parents at parent-teacher conferences. This activity will take approximately 2 to 3 days. And on the third day, during our regular circle time, students will then have the opportunity to perform their puppet play with their peg dolls. Related materials and resources. Pancake that ran away. Very similar to the gingerbread boy, but everyone wants to eat the fat little pancake. Also, there is a YouTube video, The Runaway Pancake, narrated by Renee Morse, and an interactive pancake making game called Flip a Pancake. The content of this lesson uses multiple sensory experiences, including visual, verbal, and kinesthetic. The story experience is fun and full of engaging activities, which can be adapted well for all levels of learners and language abilities. Students will then take home a small bag of the flour they have ground and a copy of our pancake recipe for their families to make at home. Children have an amazing imagination life and a deep love for stories, and I believe that I was able to bring this experience to the children in a fun and engaging way, which I really feel like gives them a firm foundation in the ability to recognize story sequence and to tell a story from beginning to end and recognize that stories have a beginning, a middle,